All right, boom, boom. We are live. Hey, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about leadership and management. Leadership and management. And let me just make sure I've got all my live streams going right here. And bear with me just a second here. There we go. Okay. All right. Hey friends, happy Friday. It may be after 5 o'clock in your part of the country, or it could be 2 o'clock. Let's take a few minutes and let's talk about leadership versus management. Leadership versus management. And we got Desiree on, we got Jenna on. Hey guys. And I've got some audio playing in the background. I don't know if that's me or that's the platform. There it goes. Okay, I think we're clear. Everybody? Sweet. Okay, hey friends. Hope you're having a great day and a great week. So I've got a quick question for you. Do you want a team that like multiplies your time, or one that keeps you chained to the job, to the office, to the truck? What type of team do you want to build? And today we're going to talk about the difference between leadership and management. Hey, Steve Lockwood's here with us. Hey, buddy, thanks for saying hi. Matter of fact, if you guys all would drop a comment and let me know that you're here. Okay, that would make my day. So leadership versus management. And hey, by the way, sometimes it's okay to micromanage, and we're going to talk about when that's okay. And we're going to talk about 3 things that you can do to stop profits from leaking where your management is weak. And look, hey, if you're not following yet, hit the follow button. As a matter of fact, hit the share button too while you're at it, and share this with a contractor who needs it. And stick with me till the end, because your comments, when you comment on the stream, you're going to be entered to win a free ticket to the Contractor Freedom Summit. And this is the last day that we're giving away a free ticket. This is the very last day. I'll draw a name live at the end. So make sure that you stick around to the end, okay? So here's how this will go. I'm going to teach you a couple frameworks, give you some practical steps that you can actually use starting, if you're working tomorrow, you can start tomorrow. If not, Monday. And if you want the giveaway, comment with your biggest management pain point, just anytime. And that comment is going to be your entry to win this last free ticket to the Contractor Freedom Summit, which is on October 27th through 29th, right here in person in Allen, Texas. Okay? So let's talk about leadership versus management. Leaders make the map of where you're going. And managers, they run the convoy. That's the difference. Leadership is about vision and people development. Vision, where are we going? Management is about systems and getting things done. Let me say that again. Leadership is about vision and people development, but management is about systems and getting things done. And they both matter. They both matter immensely in your small business. And in small business, we don't really have the luxury of saying, well, I'm just a manager or I'm just a leader. No. We've got to be both, and I call that a leadager, which maybe we'll talk about that later, or maybe another time if we get enough time today. So, but if you only lead and you don't have managers, things fall apart. And if you only manage and you don't lead, you're just going to stop growing. So, if you lead more than you manage, comment A, and drop a comment. And if you manage more than you lead, comment B. And if you really try to balance both consciously, drop a C in the comments. Drop a C in the comments. Okay, so owners fail when they put bad management in between themselves and their people. It could be between them and their crew. It could be between them and their salespeople, whoever it is. When you put management in the middle between you and your frontline employees, when we grow our company, we start off, maybe we're a solopreneur, maybe we're the craftsman or whatever it is. We start hiring people and it's us and each of our people. It's like we're the palm and each of our people are the fingers on the hand. But when we start putting in managers, we're now separating that and we're interfacing with the manager, and the manager is then the one that needs to carry the vision out to and the execution of the vision out to the employees. And this is a huge opportunity for failure in your business. I think that the biggest risk to growth is actually bad managers. And the biggest opportunity for growth is great managers. Remember this, friends. You can write this down. Your profits leak where your management is weak. It's worth saying again. So you should give me a thumbs up for that one. Your profits leak where your management is weak. So there's so many places in business where profits can leak. I'm going to see if we got any questions. No questions yet. Wow. Okay. Drop your questions in there too. I would love to answer your questions. So, I had a crew one time that just waited on the project manager to make every decision. So the project was constantly at a standstill for hours at a time. And, customers are calling, hey, the guys are just sitting around doing nothing. Customers get unhappy. And what does that do to your margins? It kills them. Look, when you fix the manager, you're going to fix the flow in your business. And, what's your biggest gap in your company? Is it management or leadership? Drop a comment. Let me know. All right, Steve, thank you for the B/C. All right, very self-aware man there. Let's talk about micromanagement for a second. Nobody wants to be micromanaged. But did you know that micromanaging or micromanagement can be a training tool? But it better not ever become a lifestyle in your business. When you do it with purpose, you can step back. So there's four steps. When we have a new person taking on a role or responsibility, and we're just very transparent and upfront with it. We say, hey, look, here's our term. We're going to micromanage until there's trust. Because what I'm about to hand you is a vital piece of our business. And if we don't make sure, there's a lot at risk here. If we don't make sure this is done right, a lot of things, people can get hurt. Money can get lost. Name can be tarnished. Okay? So I'm going to be right with you, and I'm going to kind of micromanage until I know you've got it. And I'm going to release it to you a little bit at a time until I really know you've got it. Now look, I don't want to be micromanaging forever. Here's the timeline. The first 7 days, the second 7 days, whatever the timeline that you need to set. So you tell them up front that you're going to micromanage, you set some crystal clear expectations, and then from there, when they start getting it, you just guide them. You don't take over, and you get out of their way, and you empower them gradually, and you move from like holding their hand to daily check-ins or weekly check-ins. And if maybe you've been one of these people that's been shut down by micromanagement before, you don't want to be shutting your people down with micromanagement. And if you tell them that it's temporary, they're probably going to be okay with it, and they may even appreciate it, because some people can't figure it all out on their own and they're scared to mess something up. Okay, let's move on to the next topic a little bit. People don't leave jobs, they leave managers. And employees, there's three real basic things that employees want. They want to be seen and valued. They don't want to be invisible, and they don't want to be treated like just a cog. They want to be seen and valued. They want clear expectations on what's expected, along with constant feedback on how they're doing. I guess that was kind of 2 in 1, okay? And they want the authority to solve the problems that are in their purview. They want to be seen and valued. They want clear expectations with feedback, and they want authority to get things done. That's what we need to provide them. And simple fixes will often solve big problems in your business. If your managers don't have authority, you're already setting them up to fail. Managers need to manage. And if you're doing their job or they have to go through you as the gatekeeper on everything, it's just you're just wasting money, and they're going to get frustrated, disengaged, then they're going to turn sour and they're going to leave. Or they're just going to silently quit and stay and keep drawing a paycheck till you finally fire them. Think about that. Think about that, friends. So follow this formula. Train, equip, coach, and delegate authority. Train, equip, coach, and delegate authority. Train with, you can have checklists and shadowing, and equip them with decision frameworks. Teach them how to make the right decisions. How do we arrive at this decision? Teach them how to think about it. Give them the tools and coach them. A lot of you business owners, gosh, I'm like talking in the mirror here too. A lot of you business owners are really fast-paced people, and you don't slow down to really coach people and go through these weekly one-on-ones and debriefs. Listen, one of the hardest things to do is to slow down and listen to your people. But what we want to do, and this is what my default has always been, I'm going to come in, bark some stuff at you, and go on to the next thing and expect you to have it with excellence and on time. That's just my default. I've had to work on that. That's a weakness of mine. And when I started realizing that that's a weakness of mine, okay, I even tell my team, hey, look, I'm a fast-paced person. Matter of fact, I even have a page. It's actually 2 pages, and it's like how to work with Jason Phillips. Tells them everything, all my general expectations, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. And one of them says that I move fast and I often don't circle back like I should. So to make sure that their voice is heard, I want them to come get with me and never wait on Jason for anything. I make it clear so they know the rules of engagement. And we have these one-on-ones weekly. And in those one-on-ones, I do a lot of listening. I probably do more listening than I do talking. Now, when you have your one-on-ones with your people, who does most of the talking? You or them? Probably need to get them talking a little bit more, okay? All right. Hey guys, if this is ringing a bell with you, if this is resonating at all, drop a comment. Even a thumbs up would be okay. Let me know that you're here, okay? So now, when we have managers, if we're just giving managers tasks to do, that's not empowering management. Managers need to be given delegated authority. So they've got the authority to make something happen and be accountable for the results. And they may even have some autonomy to get it done the way they want to get it done. Okay? Within a certain scope. And you delegate authority to your managers and you hold them accountable for the outcomes. You don't go rewarding effort. You can recognize effort, but when you got to reward the outcomes, not their effort, okay? So one of the things that you can do is you could start a 10 to 15 minute morning huddle with your crew, your team, your managers, whatever it is, your office people, crew people, wherever you're at, the people that report to you. Get them together daily for 15 minutes. Maybe it's to kick off the day. We call it the morning stand-up huddle. That's what we call it. Because we ain't staying long, so we ain't sitting down. We're standing up. And we're going over 1 or 2 things that each person must do. And from there, then each person presents that. Then from there, there's maybe some side conversations that happen for people that have task blockers, okay? It's a pretty cool concept, and it really works. It helps keep things moving straight along, okay? And if you don't run, okay, let me just back up. The cadence that we run at Phillips is we have these morning stand-up meetings with each team. And one of those teams is the management team. So the management team will have their stand-up at the management, then they'll go have their departmental management or departmental stand-up. Then each manager has a weekly one-on-one with each of their people. And then in addition to that, each team has a weekly meeting where we review scorecards and identify, discuss, and solve forever the biggest problems that we're dealing with. So that's the cadence of how we keep things going in our management. And we have clear KPIs. Now look friends, it's not easy to get clear KPIs, but you've got to figure out what the most important things are in your business, and then you measure them. And when you measure them, you can manage them. You can improve them when you do that. So I'm curious, how many of you are having one-on-one chats with your team weekly? If you're running weekly one-on-ones, type one-on-one. If you're not, drop a comment that says no. And don't forget, your comment is what's going to get you entered for a free ticket to the Contractor Freedom Summit. October, just right around the corner, 10 days from now, 27 through 29. Love to have you there. So here's a list of a quick check for some questions. Count how many yeses you get. How many yeses do you get? Do managers make decisions without running to you? Or we could even say your people if you don't have managers. Do your people make decisions without running to you? Do you get regular updates without having to step in and ask for them? Do your employees ask for more responsibility? And do you have written checklists for critical tasks? Let's add a fifth one. Do you run weekly one-on-one coaching with your team? So how many yeses did you get? We had 5 of those. Did you get 5 yeses or 1 yes? You know, if you got 4 or 5, you're in good shape. If you got 2 to 3 yeses, you probably need to pick one of those gaps and work on it this week. And if you only got like 0 yeses or 1 yes, maybe run this experiment for 7 days. So day 1, pick one person and set a 7-day check-in plan. Number 2, write 3 measures or 3 KPIs that they own. And then on day 7, if the measures are met, step back like 30% and give them more responsibility. Try that, and you'll see quickly whether the manager or the system is the problem. Friends, if we're going to really build the businesses that serve our lives in the way we want, most all of us, that means we need to build a team of people. And when we have a team of people, we need to be good at leadership and management and people skills. And we need to empower people, and we're going to have to hire managers. At a certain point, you don't need managers at a certain point, okay? But you need to be thinking about this. If you don't need a manager, you currently are the manager. Got it? All right. So, hey, by the way, if any of this is helping you so far, please, will you share this to your feed or directly share it to someone who needs to hear it? You know, and hey, drop a comment on your biggest management pain. What's your biggest management pain point? I'm curious to hear what it is. I'm watching the comments right here. I'd like to see. And plus, that's going to get you a ticket for the summit. Okay? So, do you get the difference between leadership and management? I guess I haven't really contrasted them. I haven't contrasted them that much. If you want to learn more about this topic of leadership versus management, we are going to be going deeper on this topic at the summit, and I would love to have you there. But we've got at the summit, it's part seminar, but it's also workshop, because we're going to have some breakouts, and we're going to work on our vision, we're going to work on our leadership, we're going to work on our people skills. So you're really going to come away with more skills, more tools, not just hype. Okay, this event, the Contractor Freedom stuff, is not hype. This is about actually equipping you to run a better business and build a better life of freedom. That's what Contractor Freedom is all about. Okay? All right, so, oh, by the way, if you want to register, can we drop a registration link in the comments for anybody who wants to consider registering? Let's drop a registration link in the comments for them. And by the way, if you've already won, you can't win again. And if you've already registered and you do win, we'll give you an extra ticket, not a refund on the ticket you have. We'll give you an extra ticket for an employee or a spouse. And by the way, it's great to bring your spouse to these things, because it really is. It's gonna be a game changer, even if they don't work in the business. A lot of people bring their spouse because it really helps the couple get the vision for what the business needs to do. Because what happens is so many times the business just takes over and begins running the family and running the life. It becomes the master instead of the servant to the family. And that's one of the things we help you do at Contractor Freedom. We help you make your business be a servant to you and your family and be the financial engine that fuels your purpose. Instead of being your purpose is to serve that business and it's a cruel master. Your business is never going to be happy. If you give it all your time, it's going to want more time. We have to tame it. We have to tame that whirlwind, and we have to make it. We have to put demands on that business. You are going to provide not only money, you're going to provide time and freedom. Sometimes you got to whip that business back into shape. Hey, come on. If you need to whip your business into shape, just put whip it in there. Come on, drop a whip it comment. I know that's some of you right there. All right, so managers cast the vision. Sorry, I just totally said the wrong thing. Leaders cast the vision. They envision a better future, and they articulate that in a way that people can see it. And a good vision is going to inspire great people to say, wow, I want to be a part of that vision. I want to work for this company. I want to work for that man. I want to work for that woman. I'm ready to pour my best effort into that company because I know when I help that company get better, it's going to help me and my family and our goals. That's why I want to be a part of that vision. Friends, that's what a good vision does. It inspires people to join in because it's going to help their vision, your vision, their vision, to come together and go have a better future together. It's got to work for everybody or it works for nobody, okay? Now, managers, they ensure that we execute the vision. They help us stay on track. Make sure we don't go chasing all these shiny objects and chasing squirrels everywhere. Managers love KPIs. Managers love KPIs. A lot of times they love spreadsheets too. Management and leadership are both absolutely vital. Oh, we got Mr. Covarrubias here with us. Hey, Joe. So these things, look, friends, it's not rocket science. But when you're covered up in your business, and you have no extra time to do anything, it's hard to think about leadership and management. That's what we do. We put all of our energy into getting all the business that we can. And we end up with all these customers and all these employees everywhere. And they're all needy of us because we're the Superman at our company. Sometimes Superman wants to retire. Superman wants a vacation. Superman needs a break. We got to help other people be Supermans in our Superwomen in our companies. I don't want to be Superman anymore. I was Superman for a long time. I want to help other people be Superman. Help them do something great and achieve something great and be compensated very well for it so that they can go and do what they're called to do, what they're made for in this world. Okay, friends? So if you're having a hard time wrapping your mind around what can I do to be a better leader, what can I do to be a better manager, you know, really the first thing to do is, why don't you just delegate something to someone? Delegate something to someone to save yourself an hour a week, maybe more. And then use that time, convert that time to personal development time. That would be a great use of your time. Your company probably doesn't need you being hands-on. Matter of fact, your employees probably want you less hands-on. Your employees need you to do what only you can do for your business. And if you're making the widget or installing or whatever it is, if you're painting or roofing or what, if you're providing the service or creating the widget, that's probably not what your company needs, because your company also needs someone to be the owner, someone with a vision, someone, okay? And then your company's going to need management. Until you have managers, that's you too. You got to be a leader and a manager, which is not easy. But no one else can do that. You've got to grow. And the only way your life is going to get better, I mean, what are your options? Well, you could quit. Is your life going to get better if you quit? I don't know, maybe. Is your life going to get better if you scale back and cut your business in half? Are those good options? Or will your life get better if you grow as a leader and as a manager and you empower people around you and you build a team? Friends, that's what I did. And it made all the difference in the world. And look, I get to sit here and talk to you guys every day online about this because I want to help you. I wasted a lot of years of my career before I learned this stuff. And when I implemented it, it's the SOS framework that we teach. When I implemented it, everything changed. And Steve says, I don't have a clear vision. Well, you know what? I would suggest that's the first step to getting a clear vision, Steve, is to realize, you know what? I don't have a clear vision. I need a clear vision. And, you know, where do we start? You know, so many opportunities, right? And sometimes, you know, if you're married, I recommend getting your spouse. And you guys get away for a quiet time and say, you know what? What's the purpose of our business? Why did we start our business? Why do we still have our business today? And what do we want our life to look like in 20 years, in 10 years, in 5 years, in a year? What purpose is this business? Is it going to make our lives better? If this business was to make our lives better and empower us to go and fulfill what God made us to do, what's the business going to look like at that time? What's going to be true at that time? You know, I read in a book one time, you know, if we spend our whole career climbing the ladder and then we get to the top and we look back and we look down, we're like, oh, wow, we put the ladder on the wrong wall. What a waste. We need to figure out, why are we building this and what are we building? You know, when we start out with our business, a lot of times we're just in survival mode. But then we get into this, oh, I want to be the best business. I want to be the biggest one in town. I want to grow. I want to push revenue growth. That means nothing. If your business isn't giving you freedom, if it's not a freedom generating machine for you, giving you finances and time and peace of mind, if you're constantly stressed out about your business, you're doing something wrong. And you know, I regularly invite people to come to the Contractor Freedom events and even to other events that I go to. You know, hey, go to this, and here's a common excuse that I hear is, oh man, I got to get to a better place financially before I can do that. Well, guess what? You're going to be telling the same story next year. Because unless you make some changes and go be a student right now, you're just going to be in the same thing. And guess what? That's what I see. The same people crying the same stories year after year because they won't go and invest in personal development. How important is it for you to get your business not out of your life, but put your business in the back seat? How important is it for you? Are you okay for your business just whipping you around every day? Stealing your sleep? Stealing your health? Infecting your relationships? Putting a wedge between you and your children and you and your spouse? Are you okay with that? Come on, friends. There's a better way. The better way is to get smarter. And the only way to get smarter is start getting educated. We've got to grow as leaders. We've got to grow as managers. What does our business, what does your business look like when you've built it and it's successful? Or when you hand it off to someone, what's going to be true? Write that down. Guess what? You can write it in pencil because you can change it. You can update it. You can change your mind later. But based on what you know right now, what does your business need to look like when it's done? When you've done a great job with it, what is true? You may say, you know what, I'm going to sell it. Okay, fine. I'm going to sell it for X. Not just sell it, I'm going to sell it for X. What is X? Or I'm going to keep it. And it's going to provide me XYZ in income every year. Oh, and by the way, I don't have to go into work every day. I want to go to all my kids' games. I don't want to miss any dinners. I want to have family time. I want to have time to go to the gym. I want to eat healthy and not be so busy that I have to go through the drive-thru and get fast food every day. What are you going to build? We need to make some hard decisions. It's too easy just to keep that grind going. Sometimes it's easier to keep the grind going than it is to pull back and make some tough decisions for your business and your life. I'm passionate about this, friends. It almost took me. But now, it knows who's boss. And I've got a great team of people who literally run everything. Matter of fact, they do so good, it's doing better without me there. How about that? How would you like it if your business was better without you there? Now that's good. There ain't no way I'm selling my business. I like it. Well, eventually, my son, he's going to take it over. Okay, fine. But friends, look, I'm in a different chapter than most of you guys. Okay? I've been doing this a long time. I don't want you to have to learn things the hard way like I did and waste so many years. If you'll get connected. And look, there's great groups out there. But if you want to learn from someone who's got the battle scars, someone who's built the business, and someone who's torn it down and built it again to make it better, I want to encourage you to come to Contractor Freedom events and join our community. I promise you, you have never seen a community of contractors like this. People that truly help one another. They're constantly in communication. They're open books. There's nobody coming in with arrogance and, trying to brag about who's got the best revenue. No, they come in and like, hey dude, I got a problem here. What'd you do? How'd you solve that? Oh, you did that? Yeah, let me share with you how I fixed it. Okay, that's the type of stuff. And at the Contractor Freedom Events, me and my team, we are equipping you with leadership skills, management skills, frameworks, systems, people skills, everything that you need to build a business that will serve your life. That's what we're going to equip you with. So I want to invite you to be a part. Okay? Now I got a little passionate today, okay? Yeah, I did. I got a little passionate today. But I don't want to make any apologies. So, anyways, man, I really care about you guys in this community. And I know there's a lot of people that are struggling out there, they're hurting. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay? And if you guys want to reach out and connect with me personally, just send me a private message. Okay? Send me a private message and we'll connect. Okay? But for now, I want us to go ahead and let's draw a winner for the Contractor Freedom Summit. And by the way, this ticket's worth almost $1,500. And we're going to give one away for free right here today. It's the last one we're going to give away. This is it, the last one. And so let's go ahead and do that. Aiden, let's have a drawing. Chances are good today. We didn't get too many comments that I can see. I'm going to sip on my Topo Chico while Aiden pulls up the wheel. Oh man, you've got a 1 in 3 chance of winning today. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Kyle! Is it Kyle? Did it stop? Oh my gosh, Kyle got it. Okay, Kyle, here's what you need to do. Send a private message, not to me, send it to Contractor Freedom. And they're going to connect you up, okay? All right. All right, friends, listen. Let's grow as leaders. Okay? It's going to make you more profitable. It's going to give you more freedom. It's going to make the lives of your people better. It's going to serve your customers better. Everything gets better when you grow as a leader and when you get management right too. Okay? Don't let weak management let your profits drain all out. Fix your management. Multiply your profits. Hey guys, thanks for being here, and I hope to see some of you at the summit. Y'all have a great day.